Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about our karmic versus our dharmic relationships and our journey from attachment to awakening. It's also a journey from your karmic family to your dharmic family, also known as the family aligned with your soul purpose. We all know about karma. As you do, so shall you reap. And sometimes in relationships, when we feel stuck or something feels heavy, we often blame it on karma. But karma is not fatalistic as we see it sometimes. It's also a choice the soul has decided to make at that point in time in its journey, and that the choice is always with the soul to say, enough of this, now I choose differently. You always have a choice of ending a pattern. The way you perceive it makes all the difference. For that to happen, most of the times we also have to ask the universe what our soul needed to learn. And no, it's not always punishment for something done wrong. Many times it is that the soul needs to learn how to break the cycles of guilt, shame, suppression, and fear, and boundaries, of course. And only when we are really pushed into a corner with these heavy situations, we find our way through it and have the courage to break the painful patterns. At any point, it is important to pause and connect within and ask yourself if it is karmic to go through a tough situation consistently, or is there an outdated program which isn't aligned with your soul's purpose or dharma that the universe is nudging you to let go of. Sometimes, when we let go of the need to control our lives and the expectations and the lives of our loved ones, can the karma bring the gift that our soul is waiting to give us? Also, have you ever questioned your conditioning? Many times in my healings, I see that the cause of our pain is because we are stuck in our old conditioning or belief systems. Have you ever wondered that the family that we are born into, the siblings we have, the spouse or partners that we have, are not until death do us apart? That is the fantasy that we have been sold. Most of the relationships are karmic, and not all karmic relationships are meant to be for life. They are only there until you work out the karma. And that is where you need to ask yourself, what fear is this bringing into light? Why does it trigger me so much? And what attachment is being exposed? After all, a lot of our anger and desire comes from attachment. What belief am I having about myself that needs to be transformed? Where are we keeping a blocked mind and not willing to grow? These relationships are your soul's classroom. You can choose to remain in the same class and repeat patterns, or choose to become conscious of those patterns and evolve. Many karmic relationships, therefore, involve repeated cycles, emotional highs and lows, dependency, unfinished conversations, and difficulty in letting go. The purpose is not to keep suffering forever. The purpose is to become aware and nurture that wound within you to heal so that the pattern no longer controls you. Some relationships are dharmic, which means aligned with your soul's purpose and truth, and they mostly last longer than karmic relationships. And when you are truly acting out of dharma in alignment with divine purpose, you won't be attached to the outcome. You're acting righteously on the path your soul chose during this journey, regardless of the outcome of what you are gaining out of it. In my opinion, you can only truly be on your soul's dharmic journey when you resolve most of the past karmic tendencies. Karmic energies, they bind you. Dharmic energies free you. Attachment says, I need you so I can feel whole. Love says, I recognize the divine in you while remaining established in the divine within me. I can honor your path without changing my course. The divine never tells us to stop loving, it asks us to stop confusing love with possessiveness. Once you have learned what the chapter is in life is teaching you, and the triggers aren't there anymore, and yet you still continue to be in a relationship where patterns repeat or you feel stagnant and are untrue to yourself for over a long period of time, the karma has probably been over for a while, and it's time to change something after all. Delayed endings create heavier karma than clean endings. But I'd like to give a disclaimer here. This isn't for everyone. It's a calling that needs to come from your heart and soul. When you know it's over in your heart and your head keeps you stuck and looping, that's when you need to ask for courage to do what your soul or spirit truly desires. You were never meant to carry this to the end, only long enough to learn where to stop. A dharmic relationship, on the other hand, is one in which both people help each other move closer to their highest nature, live in their deepest truth in a responsible and divinely aligned way. This does not necessarily mean the relationship is easy. Sometimes a dharmic partner comforts you, sometimes they challenge you more deeply than anyone else. The difference is the direction of growth. A dharmic relationship tends to encourage people to become more fully themselves. It encourages freedom rather than dependency. For some of us, only when karmic patterns and burdens from our past life end can we truly be on the path of dharma or our soul's purpose. And when we are on that path, we will truly know, and no one else can tell you this. It comes from the voice of spirit within you. Sometimes, initially, to hear the voice of spirit, one has to go into silence, away from the familiar path, away from all that the ego tells you is safe. Yes, family can be a huge support system as well. And sometimes in the family, you can have a dharmic relationship with one or two people who have always been on your soul's journey with you. The question to ask yourself is the love conditional? If so, it means it's a karmic contract. If the love is unconditional, that means irrespective of what they can do for you or whether they have the capacity to be there for you in the way that you want them to be, and yet you honor their path, even if it means it might not be the same path you're following, then that is love on a soul level, which is unconditional, which is very difficult for anyone who is not called by spirit to understand. Having said that, many of us don't love ourselves unconditionally as well. We base our value on what we can do for others. So, loving others unconditionally means loving them as a soul is quite impossible, which is why when you find your soul family, they love you irrespective, whether you're with them, not with them, call them after 10 years, they will still show up and meet you the way they did when you last met. Yes, it happens. It's a connection that is not based on need, but on values and a mission and love bigger than our little egoic selves. Notice what happens when spirit starts calling you and you need to walk a different path, a path that is unknown to your family. Sometimes you have to break social conditioning to follow that path. Have you ever wondered why most gurus, saints, and prophets slowly moved away from their family? Some for a while, some for good. No one wants to, but they had a calling that was bigger than that. Their dharma, duty to family, was probably over, and they needed to expand their energy to the world beyond which they knew of. Having said that, Master Choa Kok Sui, the founder of Pranic Healing, also says that family was one of our biggest spiritual tests, and I agree with that. Until you have reached a level where you are at peace with your family and all your triggers are gone, and you have unconditional love and acceptance for their way of life, You haven't evolved to a point where you can take off. That would be an escape. So be careful. Take breaks if you need to, but know the difference between escaping a situation and using it as a fertilizer for growth. Sometimes when we are healing, we do need to take time off from everybody around us so that we can understand ourselves better, go deeper, process the stuff we need to. That is okay. Every relationship can be understood in this way. Some people come to repay or complete a karma. Some people come to awaken the forgotten aspects of yourself. Some come to support your dharma and spiritual evolution. Some do all three, but at different stages of the relationship. And yes, a karmic relationship can become a dharmic one if both people become more conscious and aware of the roles they are playing in each other's life on a spiritual level. Transformation happens through inner work. As we work as instruments of divine without any attachment, because that again is the ego, not the divine. The divine knows that it is a part of everything, big or small. As we are true to our own lives and what feels right for us, instead of trying to live someone else's life and truly cultivating the divine qualities within us. After all, we are made in the image of God. Aham Brahmasmi, right? As we feed the divine qualities within us more than our egoic selves, our relationship becomes less about completing the ego and more about expressing wisdom and love through our being. I know a lot of you will feel that if we continuously act on the righteous qualities and not the ego, we will be suppressing the part of ourselves, and that is true. So, I have a video I made on that, which I will post in the link below. And also remember, you're not to suppress the ego, make it conscious. It's like a naughty child. The moment you say, I see what you're doing, it will become conscious of itself. Nothing about us is bad, it just needs to come into the light and given some time for it to be transformed. When we expect another person to provide our identity, security, or permanent happiness, we place a burden on that relationship that it cannot sustain. When we label a relationship, it can sometimes limit the soul. No human relationship is meant to replace your relationship with the divine. As your connection with the divine deepens, relationships become freer. You no longer love because you're lacking, you love because your nature is love. May each one of you awaken unconditional love within your hearts, and I trust this helps guide you to living a life more in alignment with your soul's purpose or dharma. Thank you for watching.